Hello, my name is Lynda Brown, and welcome to Meet the Candidates. It's my pleasure to bring this one-to-one question and answer forum to you. You know, in speaking with people around town, it's come to my attention that sometimes folks don't really know who might be running for a particular office, or even at times who's representing them presently. So this is one way for residents to get to know who's running for what office and to get to know a little bit more about the candidate and the issues that are important to them. I'll be asking local candidates questions that are pertinent to the office that they're seeking. They'll be about different issues facing the city and getting their responses and what they would do to either change or build on these issues. Now, notices inviting candidates to join in on this forum were sent out to all who are running. The ones that you'll be seeing in the interviews are candidates that responded. However, before I start, I'd like to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to HC Media for opening their studio to me along with the help of their wonderful staff and equipment. So much goes into being able to do something like this, and I appreciate it so much. They are one of Haverhill's gems. So, we're going to get started with our first candidate. I'm here right now with Doug Edison, who's running for City Council.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for doing this.
Oh, it's my pleasure, really. I love being able to do something like that. We're also involved. You know that. Sometimes we have to say, all right, knock it off, right? Yeah. So, Doug, please share with us why you're running for City Council.
I've been working in politics in Haverhill for the last 10 years anyway. And I've really seen a lot of growth, but I see opportunities that we're not taking advantage of currently, especially as far as getting more people involved.
Absolutely.
We have, we have an abysmal turnout rate of like 20% in local elections, and that's because people aren't allowed. They don't know the process. They don't know how. So what we need to do is open it up. And go to a ward-based system is a good first step, so that people can run, and we can get more young people involved. It's expensive and it's hard to run for city council in Haverhill. It's because you got 60,000 people, and you're trying to. So I mean, you need so much in resources just to get started, or you have to go and ask people for money, and it's hard.
It's really real, though. It's a real issue, though.
It really is, and so that's the main reason, and also we need better accessibility so people can know what the city has to offer and what they can offer to the city.
Do you think that it's actually like a little bit better to go to ward councilors, or do you think like a mixture of the two?
What I would propose, and we have 9 councilors now, and they're all at large. We'd go to 7 ward and 2 at large. And so every ward would have representation, and they would know who the representative is.
Absolutely.
So they'd know who to call. Like if you're in Ward 7, who do you call? If you're in Ward 3, who do you call? You would know who your representative is, and then the 2 that run at large would be the president and vice president of the council.
Well, you have it all figured out. Okay, I'm done with that one. Okay, so let's talk about that. A little bit about what would be one of the first issues, though, if you were on city council that you'd like to see tackled? Is there one particular issue, or maybe 1 or 2?
I would really like to see us have greater transparency in budgeting.
Okay.
I would like to see we have this problem, or we've had this problem, and I don't know whose fault it is. I'm not going to blame anyone, but we build buildings and they fall down. we have a new, we have police stations not that old. We have to replace all the windows. If I own a house, if I have a contractor come in, I want to make sure that they are going to do what they're supposed to do. They're going to do it in a timely manner. They're going to do it for the amount that we budgeted, and they're going to stand by their work. So I want a warranty. I don't want, if I'm going to put a roof on, I want a 40-year warranty. They'll pay the extra money for the better roof, but as a city, we don't seem to be able to do that. And I don't know why that is,
Right.
so we'll find out.
Exactly. So you mean like a kind of like a follow through with something and making sure you're getting exactly
Right,
what's
right.
on, right?
It's kind of like when I was working with Suzanne Bump when she was running for auditor, and we the question was not is the money going where it's supposed to go, but is it doing what it's supposed to be doing? You know, if we're going to spend extra money on education, what metrics are we using in order to ensure that it succeeds?
Right, because you just don't throw money there and say,
No.
oh, I pay per, per amount for per student.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that being used for?
That's
And
it. I mean,
exactly.
the per student comparison is probably not valid. I mean, because it's how well your assets are going, and
Exactly.
and we have metrics that we're using now, but they're state metrics. We don't have our own. We're not sitting there saying, okay, we expect this from this. If I'm going to put $1 million into a program, I expect this result.
X amount,
Yeah.
that exactly.
And as you're going along, you can say, okay, are we achieving it? Do we have to tweak it?
Right.
Or was it really a bad idea?
Right. And because things are always kind of tweaked and changed and things along the way.
I mean, you have to be almost like a corporation. A corporation, if they're going to invest money, they want to know what the return on capital is.
Oh, yes, because we always know what the bottom line is with the corporations, right?
So,
Exactly.
So as a city, we have to do the same thing.
Sure.
And to a great extent, I'm sure that we do it to a great extent, but we need to be able to show someone, like if a taxpayer says, why are my taxes going up? You say, okay, they're going up because of this, and this is going to yield you this.
Right.
It's as far as education is concerned. I mean, if we raise our schools from 300 to 150th, our property values are going to soar.
They're going to skyrocket. Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. It's a reality.
so I mean, it's an investment. Everything is an investment.
That's how you have to look at that. Well, talking about this, if would you like to be on a certain subcommittee if elected? Have you thought about that, or?
Whatever they want me to do. I'm like you. I ran Brightside
Exactly.
when we put it back. So I have a special place in my heart for all the people that are doing the community gardens and the
Absolutely.
adoptive parks, and also the history of Haverhill is such. We want to preserve it, so that's why we work as we do with the burial grounds.
Absolutely.
So I would be interested in that.
And Doug, let's talk a little bit about that. How do you think Haverhill should approach historic preservation? I mean, we have some wonderful buildings and areas, right? Burial grounds, like you were just talking about. How do we work? Because we don't want to repeat that 60s and 70s urban,
No,
like
I mean, and the good thing about the mayor is coming up with the Brownsfield grants, which
Yes.
allowed us to save the view of Haverhill. And downtown Haverhill is looking really good, and we're starting
It
to
is.
expand that out across Water Street
Absolutely.
and the different areas, and we should continue to do that. But we do have to preserve our history. I mean, we have an amazing history in this.
Unbelievable history in Haverhill.
John Adams' grandfather was here.
We have an
Sam
unbelievable.
Adams. And Hannah Dustin and Dustin family and all the people that worked so hard. And
Absolutely.
when I was talking to Baron Tenney and who's the Tenney family. is one of the
Right,
original-
but the burial
Yeah.
ground, right?
And it was just falling apart. So we got the city to hire someone to maintain it who really likes doing that. And next, we have to go. We still lose headstones every once in a while. We culled a lot of the trees out.
Okay.
But we still have to restore the headstones. We have to do all this stuff, and we have to do it in a way that's educational for the kids.
Okay.
Because we could have a whole minor class in Haverhill history, and everyone could learn about their own history.
Well, sometimes, when people learn of it,
Yeah.
they work to take care of it a little bit better, right?
Well,
Exactly.
It's the truth.
It really is true.
So these kind of things we can do and bring the kids involvement in there. Make it a special program. There's
They're never too young, right, to start. We're never too young to talk to them about that.
No.
So let's talk a little bit about these new technologies that we have, like Uber And not that they're not new, but compared to like a cab company, how they're not regulated. Do you think Haverhill should seek that so we could actually get new public revenue sources from that if we regulate Uber or Airbnb, anything like that? What are your
Well,
thoughts on
I
that?
think that, yeah, you have to have a level playing field. So, I mean, if you're regulating the cab companies, then you have to have the same regulations for Uber.
Absolutely.
You know, if you're charging, if there's a city tax on a hotel room, then there has to be a city tax on Airbnb. You know, and that's just fair.
It's
I mean,
fair.
It's
Across the board, right?
Because otherwise, like, you're hurting. It's kind of like having a food truck come in, and they're not paying tax, and they're not doing anything, and you have a existing business,
Brick and mortar place right there,
mortar
exactly.
place that is doing it. So
Right.
they all have to be treated the same way.
Well, it makes it level.
Yeah.
So listen, let's talk a little bit about how people can get in touch with you.
Okay.
Is there a web page, website, or your Facebook page?
I have a Facebook page.
Telephone number?
Yeah, I have a telephone number. It's 978-809-9695.
Perfect.
We have a Facebook page, which is Doug Edison for City Council. So you can get on there, and you can text me. You can
Good.
chat. We have a email address.
Share that, please.
So that's committee to elect dedison@gmail.com.
At gmail.com. Great.
And they can do anything, but just text me.
Just
It's
text you.
easiest.
Well, you know what? You're so approachable, and I
Yeah.
know you well. You do a good. You've been involved for a very long time. And listen, the best of luck to you. And I just appreciate you really coming down here and spending your time.
I enjoy it. I always
love it.
enjoy talking to you, Linda.
You're great. I love talking with you too. Thank you so much,
Thank
Doug.
you very much.